Very excited to talk to you today. I love all of these. I don't know if they're episodes or they're shorts or how to best to explain it because the collective is season two, but it is separate in its own short world. So, how did you kind of walk into it, thinking about how you wanted to create your own world when it came to Zone Two?
Well, actually, I was invited into this party by the producers, Miranda and Sandra, and they came to me with the script that I just loved and adored. And I had done two features in the family realm, but I went to film school to focus on thrillers and horrors. So the script really spoke to me in that way. Yeah, so we actually were part of the first season, and so we got invited back to this season, which is awesome. We'll take it. Uh, and yeah, I do agree. I think the collective altogether is really exciting, and it's fun to watch like in one run with maybe a cocktail. It's definitely the fun genres or the fun genre to be in.
For sure. And the idea of giving like a small taste of horror, which is something I always love because it's almost like going through a haunted house where you have different rooms and you don't know what the next thing is. And that's what I enjoy about that kind of stuff. Although I am horrible in haunted houses, I do enjoy the idea of it, especially when I take people
Right.
who do frighten very easily. Like I enjoy that a lot. So going into
That's a
go ahead.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just gonna say that's a great like analogy of it. I think this collection is one of the most exciting. I mean, I've been around the block with the film festival circuits, and what Heidi and the team have done is really, I think, really smart and eclectic and really valuable in the in regards to entertainment. So I think that's a good analogy. It's like you just don't know what you're gonna get. So it's really
for
fun.
sure. So, if you can, I just really quickly give us a little summary. Like when a friend first asked you, "What are you going to do? What is yours going to be about?" How did you explain it?
Yeah, it's just about a mother and a son trapped in an underground bunker fighting for survival. And by all accounts, you think it's one thing, and then you sort of realize it may be something else. So it's a peeling back a kind of story, and it's I think we're at like around 8 or 9 minutes, and it has a big punch, which is always hard to do in a short film. So yeah, I would like to think it's more of the psychological type of thriller versus like your bloody horror. But I love that kind too. They're
Right.
all valuable. And I actually just finished a feature film called Deadly Illusions that got picked up by Netflix. It hasn't been announced yet, but that one has more blood in it, which is fun.
So, talk about creating this little world of Zone Two because Zone Two is encapsulated almost pretty much entirely within a let's just call it a zone, I guess, or a room, or an area. So, what was it like creating that area to kind of really allow people to sink in, especially with a short amount of time?
Yeah, well, our team, my department heads, we just worked together on creating a space that would evoke, a dystopian future as what it would might be like to be trapped, which is kind of ironic because of what we're dealing with in today's climate. But yeah, we created a space that as if you had been trapped for a long time in a bunker. With like the drippings on the wall from the moisture, or these little details here and there, like our main character is blind, and he needs his exercise, so there's like an exercise area in the bunker, and um just these like little nuances, I think, help create and like evoke like a bigger world that exists outside the bunker that you could imagine is there.
Now, the one thing I love about this this collective and everything it's done is show the tastes of horror that really cross over more than some people would think sometimes when it comes to horror, because most horror is very male driven when it comes to a lot of directors. There's always a starlet somewhere in there, but her role is never as pronounced as it should be, and so there's definitely a lean that comes to horror. So was this like something that you're very excited to be a part of, where you get a chance to expand that misconception of what horror is, who horror fans are, and more importantly, the ideas that come from every person when it comes to horror?
Totally. I totally think you've hit the nail on the head with that. I think we as women just need to be more bold and ballsy and go for these concepts that get us excited. Because like one thing I learned in film school is like anything that sort of comes out of my head in this genre is like probably going to be more just different, right? Because we think differently and the things that inspire us are different than the male. But yeah, I just think this is such an exciting genre to be in, especially as a female filmmaker. Like I I couldn't like this is where I want to be for a while with in regards to a lot of the material that I'm working on. So yeah, I think I would recommend any budding filmmaker to, especially a woman, to enter in this genre with us. Like it's badass.
Very cool. Can you tell us anything about this Netflix adventure you're about to go on? And do you have any idea about when you're actually going to start in this world of quarantining? I know some people are quarantining 2 weeks ahead to allow the whole crew and cast to be separated, or how all that's going to work for you.
Well, yeah, so the movie was shot last year. It's
Oh,
all done.
awesome.
Yeah, completely done. We just sold it to Netflix. Like we signed the deal like last week. So we don't, it'll probably come out this. Yeah, we were really lucky. We shot it in November of last year. So knock on wood for with that. But yeah, it's called Deadly Illusions. It stars Kristen Davis, Dermot Mulroney, Greer Grammer, and Shanola Hampton. It's a mind-bending thriller with noir edges and a little bit of blood, and other fun things.
Very cool. And so people who watch Zone 2, will they kind of get some of the taste of what we're going to see in this full feature, you may think? Do you, in the way of looks, or did you kind of go with a different camera team and different way or about it, or how did that go?
Yeah, it's a whole new team, but I do believe like you take your village with you wherever you go. I'm sure I'll work with um, folks on the Zone 2 team in the future, and it's exciting because we all cheer each other on as we go through, life and everything. But yeah, Deadly Illusions is a psychological thriller, so it's similar to Zone 2 in that way. And we just push the envelope. It's a modern tale, so it's not a dystopian tale. But I think that if you watch Zone 2 and you see Deadly Illusions, you'll be like, oh yeah, I see some similarities there.